It was past midnight when Emily sat curled on her couch, the soft glow of a lamp casting long shadows across the walls. Outside, the wind howled through the trees. Her golden retriever, Duke, lay at her feet, head resting on his paws, but ears perked, ever alert. Suddenly, a faint creak came from the kitchen window. Duke lifted his head and growled a low, rumbling sound that sent shivers down Emily's spine. She froze. The growl deepened. Before Emily could stand, the back door creaked open. Two masked men slipped inside. Their footsteps were light but sure. One held a crowbar, the other a flashlight that scanned the room. Duke sprang to his feet, placing himself between Emily and the intruders. His hackles rose, lips curled back in a snarl. The robbers froze for a split second, startled by the sudden fury before them. "Get the dog," one hissed. As the man with the crowbar advanced, Duke launched forward with a powerful bark that echoed through the house. He lunged at the man's arm, clamping down hard. The crowbar clattered to the floor. The second intruder turned to run, but Duke whirled, barking ferociously, forcing him back. "Stay away from me," Emily screamed, her voice echoing the fury in the dog's eyes. But the men kept coming closer. Emily grabbed her phone, heart pounding, and dialed 911 with shaking fingers. "Two men in my house," she whispered. "My dog's stopping them. Please hurry." The men tried to escape, but Duke herded them into a corner, barking, snapping, never letting up. Every time they moved, he snarled and growled, his body a wall of defiance. Minutes felt like hours until flashing blue lights lit up the street. Police burst through the door, guns drawn. The intruders dropped to their knees, hands raised. Duke backed off at Emily's command, but stood guard until the officers cuffed the men. The officer turned to Emily, nodding toward Duke. If it weren't for him, this could have ended badly. One of the officers said, scratching Duke behind the ears. Emily knelt beside Duke, wrapping her arms around his thick golden fur. "You're my hero," she whispered, burying her face in his neck. Duke just wagged his tail, content to protect the one he loved. Later, at the hospital, Emily's hands trembled as she reached for the phone. She had to call James. She had to tell him what happened, what Duke had done. The phone rang, each ring echoing her mounting panic. Finally, James's voice, gruff and warm, filled her ear. "Hey, Em, you okay?" I need your help," she stammered, tears threatening to spill. "I'm at the hospital. Can you come home?" James didn't ask questions. He just said, "I'm on my way." An hour later, James stood by Emily's side, his hand a reassuring presence on her shoulder. Duke, his tail wagging tentatively, sniffed James's hand before licking it with rough, sandpapery affection. James laughed, a humorless sound. "So, you're famous now, huh, Duke? You have the nose of a bloodhound and the courage of a lion. I knew you were special, but damn, you took it to a whole new level tonight." He scratched Duke behind the ears. The dog leaned into the touch, his tail now wagging furiously. "I'm proud of you, boy," James said softly. Then he turned to Emily, his eyes full of admiration. "And you did good. You got yourself a brave dog and a brave heart, and together you'll face whatever comes next." Emily clung to James, tears finally spilling down her cheeks. It was the longest, tightest hug she'd ever given him. And in that moment, she knew they'd face whatever tomorrow brought, together. Because when you have someone who loves you fiercely and a dog who'd die for you, fear loses its power. And that, she realized, was the truest form of courage.